Hello everyone! This is going to be a bit of a different type of video, which I hope you'll all find interesting. This video, in essence, is all about coming up with a possible base layout of a possible future chapter for Dead by Daylight. These layouts are going to be a complete idea, including a location, killer, and survivor, along with unique perks for each. True, this is mostly just for fun, so I'm not going to be taking these too seriously. But hey, if they're popular enough, maybe it could give the developers some ideas, whether they be for these existing franchises or not. Please be aware that there will probably be some, at least very minor spoilers for all of the games and or movies that we talk about here, so consider this your warning. With that said, our first episode in this series will be about the Clock Tower chapter. So this is going to be obvious for anyone who has played a Clock Tower game, as in each of these games you always play as a lone survivor fleeing from a deranged killer. Sounds fairly familiar, right? There have been in total 4 games in the series, but if I was to go into which one should be considered as the main source of inspiration for this chapter, it would have to be the original and its direct sequel, since they are the only two that share characters and a storyline. Location: the Barrows Mansion. In a remote area in the mountains of Romsdalen, Norway, lies an isolated and massive mansion. Built in the early 20th century, this has been the residence of the Barrows family after they moved from their outdated and old castle in England. Known as the Clock Tower, thanks to the massive spire on the grounds, its crumbling architecture is a shadow of any magnificence it once had. The mansion was passed down the Barrows family tree before being bequeathed to Simon Barrows and his wife Mary. While on the surface, its Gothic design may seem a bit daunting to those who see it, this is nothing when compared to the true, horrifying events that took place within. Though there are a few different locations that could work for Dead by Daylight, I think that in the end, the Barrows Mansion from the original Clock Tower is probably the best location of all the games to work as a realm for the entity. It tends to have wide open corridors and rooms that are randomized for each playthrough of the actual game. The entire mansion also easily feeds into itself, making it possible to create some unique tiles for killers and survivors to chase through. They could even make the map 2 stories, as there are a few locations that survivors and killers could drop from, further complicating the layout.